Welcome everyone to Moments with MindLeaps. My name is Rebecca Davis and I'm the founder and executive director of MindLeaps. And I get to spend these Friday afternoons with you all around the world as we speak with amazing people who are using the arts and their educational backgrounds and lots of different things to improve their communities. And we're joined by our guest right now. I'm so excited to have Jessi Crutchfield with us today. Hi Jessi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Oh my goodness, you were so quick. I was just about to introduce you to all of our guests. Jessi is joining us from Atlanta today, right?
Macon, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, close. For those of you who are outside of the United States, it's close to Atlanta, but not Atlanta. But Georgia in the United States, and Jessi has had a long history with MindLeaps, even in your very young life, and is going to share with us a little bit about her education, her dreams, and her experiences abroad with us today. Jessi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
I have to tell you, Eleanor and the whole MindLeaps USA team has been asking for multiple months now for you to do an interview with Moments with MindLeaps. So we feel that today is a very special day.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Jessi, tell us a little bit about today in your world, today in the world of Jessi. What does it mean for you as COVID gets a little bit better with your academic studies, how you're spending your free time? Share with us a little bit a typical day, if that's possible, in your life.
So currently I only have 2 classes. I graduate in the spring, so I've finished everything except for 2. So I'm not doing much except for looking for jobs after graduation and just following up on that. I've also in classes to get my real estate license.
Oh my gosh.
As that's what I do in my free time. And then, so I have 1 class on campus. So I'm not at school much, but I'm trying to stay productive. And then I also have a job off campus serving. So not really much. It's just looking for jobs after graduation.
I love it how you're about to graduate with your bachelor's degree and you're interning for MindLeaps and you're getting your real estate license and you're like, oh, I'm not really doing anything.
Yeah, I know. I just want to, I don't like being bored. So I try to dabble in a little bit of everything.
So I did not know this about real estate license. So tell us why real estate, what got you interested in it? Is it difficult? I don't know anything about it.
Right now I'm only on the 75 hours to get like the pre-licensing before I could take the test, but I have been doing that and I'm really interested in sales just because I like being around people and I like going different places and you know, I like to work a lot. So I'm like, if I could work on my free time or like as much as I want to work, then I could work a lot and put in or get out what I put into it. So that's what really got me interested in real estate. And also like, I really enjoy going to see houses. I think I watch all the housing, selling sunset, everything. So,
well, I remember you saying as we've been working together that you like sales, which is amazing to me because almost everybody I know, even people with marketing degrees, don't really love sales, which is such a fantastic quality because it's so important no matter what field you end up in. What is it about kind of sales or the marketing angle that gets you motivated?
So ping pong to literally anything. I'm super competitive. So just the fact that you could you're your own boss, I really enjoy. And I also do not like sitting down at a desk all day. So with sales, I feel like you could get out there, you could meet people, and you could kind of dabble in a little of everything. So that's what really attracted me to it.
Those are all good reasons. And I feel like now that I think about it, they should say those things when you're in marketing class because more people would like it. If they recognize that, you know, it's a particular lifestyle, it allows you to keep learning, to keep active. Even though there's some of it, of course, that's at a computer and it involves spreadsheets, of course. It is a lot more dynamic than maybe some of the other typical jobs in business. Oh, As you know, I spend a lot of my life fundraising, and everyone says fundraising is like sales. I mean, the fun thing about my job, fundraising, is that you get to tell people about the work that we do and how kids' lives change and things like that. So it doesn't really feel like you're doing a lot of selling, but you get to share these stories. So, well, one day, which might not be anytime soon, Jessi, but one day when I'm ready to buy a house, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Don't wait for me, because you might be waiting on my phone.
You'll have to buy one in Georgia.
Well, I was going to say, are you going to get your real estate license in Rwanda as well?
I should. I wish. I would love to go back over there and just spend some more time there.
Which is also one of the amazing things that you've done in your young life. Tell us, so you spent some time in Rwanda, like now being back in Georgia, about to graduate, like what are the things that like stay in your mind after the experience? Like, when people say like, oh, what was Rwanda like? Like, how do you kind of like try to communicate that back to people?
Yeah, so Rwanda was definitely life-changing for me. I've never traveled outside of the U.S. except to Canada. So it was definitely a big experience for me. And every time somebody asks me about it, I'm like, just the people over there are just amazing. They're hardworking people, and just seeing how much they really find happiness in life and love each other was like awesome. It was amazing and life-changing, and just like the different culture styles and everything. I would love to go back over there. In fact, people are going back over there this summer, and I'm like, man, I wish I could go.
You should come.
I was like, oh, man, I need to try to go, but I'm like, with graduation, I can't really do that. But I would love to go back. Just honestly, the people, they're so happy and joyful. That's what really was life-changing for me, and just how friendly they are. Everybody over there, when you talk to them, they're telling you their whole life, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, no, you put it really beautifully. I mean, myself included, and many of my friends, like when we go to Rwanda, like I don't know what we expect to find, but it's so kind of eye-opening for Americans and Canadians to see like such a genuine happiness, like vision for the future and love of life and appreciation for the moment. Somehow American values just like skipped over a lot of that.
Yeah.
It for us, I think it's really like, it's very, very different from what we know.
It definitely is. It's just, it was amazing to me since I had never traveled, just to see the differences and how Rwanda has really just come together, and it was amazing.
So many lessons for Rwanda, for us as Americans, and for the world. And for all of you listening who have not gone to Rwanda, please hear it from Jessi. Highly recommended. And so Jessi, now, so is graduation in May for you?
Yes, graduation is in May. I'm preparing for that. It's kind of scary. I'm getting ready. I don't really know what's going to happen. Just looking for jobs right now and trying to figure it out.
That is reality for our friends listening who are university students or young people in America. This is exactly what it's like. A lot of our youth in Africa think that once you get your university degree, you just start your job. But there's a whole bunch of work that happens between the diploma and the actual job. If you could choose your dream job anywhere and doing anything, what would it be?
So I don't really have a specific place I want to go, but I know I want to stay in the warmth. I cannot do cold. I will stay. It has to be 80 degrees in the summer, or I just can't go there. So I'm kind of open to anywhere. I am still trying to decide. I want to do sales, but I'm still looking into marketing positions. And so I've just kind of applied to a little bit of everything to see what I get an interview to. And I actually, so I've been just applying a little bit to everywhere to see what I get an interview to. And hopefully I find a job soon.
Gosh, Jessi, if you lead with the fact that you love sales, you're definitely going to find a job. I'm telling you, most people do not love sales. Well, let us know, as always. I will say it officially online here. Let us know if MindLeaps can help you, because we would love to recommend you to amazing organizations. And so, Jessi, one of the things that you've done in your career at Mercer University is this internship course, which helped to lead us together on different projects, but more than MindLeaps too. Tell us a little bit about what the internship course was about, why you chose it.
So the internship course was for Agaciro, and that is the nonprofit business that they're starting with the mothers of MindLeaps students. And so basically I just oversaw, so I had previously taken that class, it's marketing research, that's setting it up. So I basically oversaw what they were doing and helped them out where they needed to be. And that was actually an amazing process, like setting up, watching people set up the website and writing marketing research papers on how we're going to market over here. And so that's basically what I did over there. And that was in Rwanda. I actually went to the Agaciro store and we got to pick out some of the products to bring back to the States. So that was really awesome. So just seeing that come to life in that internship and helping manage the people who are really putting in so much effort to help these ladies was just an awesome experience.
Thank you so much for summarizing it so beautifully. For some of our friends who are not as up to date on MindLeaps activities, one of our programs in Rwanda, as we've been talking about, involves children who come from vulnerable or at-risk backgrounds, and their mothers have now become connected into the community through what was originally like self-help groups, and then that generated small business loans and small business funds. And now some of these mothers have started their own businesses to help build self-sufficiency. And then a group of those mothers, with the help of Mercer University and people like Jessi and this course, and the wonderful Miss Tammy, have developed an actual tailoring shop where people can go and make purchases, they can put in large orders, and then this group of 7 particular mothers generates these products, and then they're sold, which kind of takes everything up to a new level, because it goes beyond the sole proprietorship to really a cooperative and the next level of business and the next level of international exchange and communication, which is, I think, what many of us find so interesting and appealing. But Tammy, it's been really amazing for me on the ground to be able to watch this thing evolve to the point where when I was there during COVID, everyone was like, that's the shop, Rebecca, that's the shop. What is it like when you're doing sales and you're explaining to people back in America, like, who these mothers are and what these products are? What is that like?
They're normally like, from where? I'm like, they're like, there's that. But yeah, it's really awesome. Like, we have a huge backing at Mercer just because Mercer on Mission is so big that Agaciro is really making the news around campus.
And Mercer on Mission, filling in our gaps, is this amazing program where students like Jessi go on a trip to a particular country abroad, and then they work in the country with the community to develop different programs. And we've been very fortunate to be a partner of Mercer on Mission with MindLeaps in Rwanda. And I think, Jessi, you should look for different ways that you could, after graduation, just show up in Rwanda and see how you can use all of your magical skills, because that would make all of us very happy.
I would love to. I would so love to. I've been kidding around with people. I'm like, I'm just going to buy a plane ticket and go with y'all. I would love to go back.
You won't be the first person to do that, and then then they just stay in Rwanda forever. So you just need to prepare your family. Okay, and then also, so Jessi, as you wrap up your university career, or this stage of your university career, like, what are some of the things that you kind of take away from it? What are the biggest moments? Like, I want to say surprises, but they don't necessarily need to be surprising. Like, the biggest moments that you pull away from Mercer as you go now into the professional side of your work.
The biggest moments that I pulled away is, I mean, I know I've talked about this, but definitely Rwanda, and going there, it changed, honestly, the whole way I view Mercer in general. I've always stayed in Macon pretty much my whole life, and just getting out of my bubble. So the biggest thing that I pulled away from my Mercer experience is get out of your bubble, and meet new people and experience new things, and don't be scared to mess up, because you're gonna mess up, and you just got to come back stronger when you do.
Oh my gosh, very, very well said. Often, people kind of like hear these things that like, oh, don't give up, and like, fail forward, and there's like lots of like catchphrases that we like, but it's totally different when you're in the moment, right? When you're in the moment, you're like, this isn't working. like like in the case of me, like you see the numbers going down, or you see like the F on your paper, like that's when you need to remember what Jessi's telling you. Not when you're like smiling in an interview, like at that moment where you're like, remember, there's the next step that's going to make you stronger.
It is.
But we have been so fortunate to work with you in a capacity larger than just the Mercenary Mission program and your connection to Rwanda with MindLeaps. Jessi's been an intern of ours, but intern isn't quite the right word, because we've given you way more work than a traditional intern, and the tasks and autonomy and independence that you've brought to so many of our projects has been exceptional. Tell us a little bit, what was it like for you to get involved with MindLeaps, like outside of the field experience?
So it was awesome. During my trip to Rwanda, I loved the organization and seeing the effect that y'all are having on all these children's lives. So it was actually, I was scrolling through Handshake, I was looking for internships, and I saw MindLeaps, and I was like, that's what I want to do. But I'm actually going to help a great organization. It's not going to be just busy work that isn't going to help anybody, just something for me to do. Like, it'll help people in Rwanda. So like I was extremely grateful for that position as an intern. And so yeah.
Well, myself, and imagine that I'm standing here with Eleanor, because she would be echoing my same words. We get to work with a lot of amazing young people in the U.S., but it's still exceptional when someone like you, Jessi, has this creativity and like, as I say, kind of like the initiative to take these projects like further than what we're actually asking you to do. That's very unusual to see, and we're so grateful for it. And we can't wait to see where this leads you in your professional life, if it's already contributed so much to an organization like MindLeaps while you're still a student.
Thank you. I definitely have a deep love for MindLeaps, and I'm glad that I've gotten to work with y'all and through Mercer and go to Rwanda and see everything. It's definitely been the opportunity of a lifetime, and it's just amazing what y'all are doing over there.
Well, thank you. I'm saying thank you on behalf of the Rwanda team, because we know it's really them doing all the work. Okay, so Jessi, now last question. So where do you see yourself? We know you love sales. We know you have all of these other skills that you're developing, not like in the next 3 months, but in the next, 5 years, like in the future, what would we read about Jessi?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I definitely hope I am like really starting to make good progress in my career. Eventually one day I would love to open my own business, my own restaurant. So I would hope that in 5 years I would be starting the process for that, and just networking with people. And I would love to stay, like, even though it would probably not be my main job, but I would love to stay helping like a nonprofit organization, and just really starting making headway on my career.
That sounds awesome, to have your professional career, to have the things that you love all wrapped up together. So for your own business, a restaurant, that's what I heard you say, right?
Yes, I would love to open a restaurant with my sister, actually. She's trying to convince me to do it now. I'm like, I can't when I get out of college. I have to get some income first, but yeah.
And what is it the industry, or is it like a type of cuisine? Like, what pulls you to that as your main entrepreneurial idea?
So growing up, my parents actually owned a Moe's Southwest Grill.
Seriously?
So, yeah. So growing up with that being where I grew up and just always being around it, I have really desired to do that. I love being around people, and I feel like that was just an amazing opportunity to grow up doing that. And I could just see something that would be amazing to do one day.
I feel like you would be very successful at it. I mean, all of the qualities that you have and that you express an appreciation for definitely come back to the restaurant industry. Sales, connecting with people, learning things, working hard. Check, 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 check. Well, I can't wait to come to your restaurant one day, but I also hope that Rwanda and all of these other passions weave into a beautiful short-term and medium-term and long-term future for you, Jessi. We're so excited to stay connected to you, and also want to say thank you so much for all that you've given to MindLeaps, both abroad and back at home.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a part of MindLeaps a little bit. I've enjoyed every second of it.
We're happy to keep you with us as long as you'll have us. Okay, Jessi, have a wonderful afternoon, and thank you so much to everyone for joining, and follow on to see the exciting progress of our women's businesses in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jessi.